say about Mr. McIntosh, number one, he was a friend. He was somebody that, he was a mentor to me, somebody that I loved, someone that loved life. He loved his family. You never talked to Mr. Mack when he didn't talk about Jock, his daughters, his wife. He talked about work. And if you didn't know cattle and you weren't a farmer, he wanted to know where you lived and if you knew one, because he probably knew them. He knew something about them. He knew what type of cattle they had or what type of cattle they needed. And as Dr. Sales said, he was a worker. And I had the opportunity just a few times to go by early in the morning between 5 and 6. And I see the light on, and I said, I'm gonna stop and speak to Mac. And one morning, I noticed he was having the same thing for breakfast that he'd had every morning that I seen him. And I said, Mac, do you eat oatmeal every morning? He said, why, hell yes. He said, it's good enough for a mule, isn't it? He said, you feed a mule oats in the morning, he plows all day. And Mr. Mack plowed all day. And you said he rarely was able to let somebody get a last word in. Well, one other story that came to my mind, Dr. Sales asked me yesterday if I would say something today, and from yesterday morning till this morning, even several times, I woke up during the night, and all this morning, it's been story after story and place after place. And one thing that I really enjoyed was going to Perry with Mac. And as Dr. Sales says, everything was in perfect order. He had a box or a bag or a bucket for every tool. He didn't rely on anybody to bring anything for him. He had his own buckets for his feed, for his water, and you didn't cross them. If you did, you poured it out, washed it out, and you started over. So you learned real quick to do it his way or no way.
Exactly.
So we were having our annual toddy one night after the show, and Dr. Sales mentioned a couple in Lincoln. This lady was always at Dr. Sales about something, Mr. Mack about something. She loved to hear him talk. She loved his accent and his mannerisms. Just unbelievable how he could talk to anybody. So she had kind of gotten the best of him a few times. So he went to end the conversation. He says, I tell you what, he said, I'll be by in the morning at 5 to knock you up for a cup of coffee. He shut her up.
He loved the lasses.
He loved it, but the story behind that is I will knock and wake you up and we'll have a cup of coffee.
Yeah, right.
But she didn't know how to take that, and he got the last word in on that. But, Mr. Mack was a friend. He was a good shepherd over his flocks, a good steward of his land. We're gonna miss him.
Mm-hmm.